She's Susie, I'm Norah, and we're two traveling aunties, and we have been traveling since September. And we're supposed to go only for a year, meaning we had planned to finish our journey by last October, the very latest. But here we are in Italy, celebrating the New Year. Actually, in a few hours, 3 hours, 2 hours. It's
1.5 hours.
1.5 hours. Now it's 10:41 at night in south of Italy. So we have decided to do this video. Actually, it's one of my I have so many new resolutions, right? Last year got new resolution, this year new year resolution. I still don't know. Remember, I wanted to do like a daily vlog, but on my own I did a few days, then I stopped. But after that, we did quite regularly, but we both together. So this this New Year, my resolution is to do more videos and increase our presence on YouTube. It's something new. It's uncomfortable because I'm not very comfortable talking in front of the camera to whoever's out there, to the wide world. But I think I'm adamant to do it. It's something new. It's a new skill. So we also starting a new series, right? Like yeah,
we're going to kind of like track our daily life, clips of our daily life, and also like track it with episode numbers so that we know the sequence. And for people who chance upon 35, they at least know there was 1 to 34 and easier to see.
Yeah, that one is to just put it out there, like our daily grind of van lifing,
just to share with people, because a lot of people are interested to know, and we get some feedback and also some pointers from our friends that you know, they're interested to know this and that, and it's so and it's a rare opportunity. Not everyone can be in Italy, in Albania, all over the world, and how things are like. So not everyone has the time nor resources to be there, and since we're here, at least we show them clips of stuff that, you know, maybe one day they will want to do this journey too.
It's also the philosophy. It's like a philosophy that a saying that I like to live by Christopher McCandless. He's the guy who was in Into the Wild. If you have read the book or watched the movie, he's very inspiring. He died at 22 or 22 years old and alone in Alaska, and one of his writings was that happiness is real only when shared. Because he died alone. He was happy to be in the wild, to be in nature, but he was alone. So it wasn't real happiness. So real happiness is when you share. So that's what
how did he feel happiness and share it when he's alone anyway?
No, he felt happy, but at the end, he didn't have food because he ran out of food.
I know how he died, but
but because he felt happiness, but he felt that it wasn't real happiness because he wanted to share with his family, his friends, his loved one, but he couldn't because he's cut off from the world. So he felt that it wasn't real happiness that he had, you know, and realization came too late for him. But after a few months, you know, his body was found, blah blah blah, and that was his legacy. That's what he shared with the world, you know, because he went out seeking happiness, which he think is just for himself, but it was not. So I think with that, we wanted to share. Because what has the which came back to the topic that we wanted to do, like what has 2020 taught you, or what is 2020 to you? Top 5 Okay, let's say top 5 of 2020.
What it is that?
Yeah.
COVID, pandemic.
That's one. That's one. That's one.
Okay.
Yeah. What's 2020 to you?
Fear. Everybody has this fear, including myself, of being contaminated or infected by this thing.
Okay, so 2020 is about pandemic fear.
What about for you?
Me, 2020 is about adventure.
2020 is about also us defying that fear and traveling despite of that fear, because, and also challenging ourselves, and also believing that you cannot live your life in fear or make decisions based on fear.
Oh, shout out to Cecile.
Yeah. So we have to live our life, and how we live our life, and overcome this obstacle that is all around us, and so still carry on living.
So first is fear, then second is defying fear. Right. Why don't you go to all 5 first for you? What is 2020 to you?
I can't think so many. Why don't you go for your turn first?
So mine is adventure.
Adventure,
and then the second one is it's all about friends and family that we find along the way. Very unique situation. We were stuck in Morocco for 3 months, and we created a community. We created a family, and we still call it the Al-Takat family, because it could be horrible, you know, with all the fear, and then you could go berserk, and then where everyone around you, around the world, was going berserk with the pandemic, and repatriation was going around. You know, like so many nationalities were asked to go back, and we were like, we cannot be going back because we have Vanguard, we have our van with us. We cannot just dump it and just go back to what, right? We don't have a job back in Singapore and everything. But so we made the decision and we stayed put, and because of that, we could go either way.
To me, the main reason why I stay there is I feel that it's more dangerous to take the aeroplane
at that time
and fly all the way back. And then back home is highly populated also. And at that time Singapore was kind of more infected than Morocco. So based on the decision at that time, I feel it's cold. That's why I'm blocking the cold here. It's a prudent decision to stay put. We're in a remote location near the desert, and we're in a van, basically a house by ourselves, and we stay isolated and with less people, less chance of infection. So that was one of the major reasons. I feel that if I take that plane, go back, I could be infected.
Because you're asthmatic, right? Although it's not.
And of course, there are some friends who had friends who took a plane from London back and was infected. Whether they got infected in London or on the aeroplane, I don't know.
Or back home, or we don't know. But
they got infected. So if I'm on that plane with them,
but whatever it is, but whatever it is, it was the best decision we made. And yes, we made it not because of fear, but we felt it's the best one, and it was the best decision. Like I say, we made so many friends, and such experience, you know. Like one of the things that I didn't get to do, or we didn't get to do. Is it blinking?
No, it's recording. It's fine.
Well, it is blinking, but I thought it's running out of battery.
No, it's recording.
One of the things that I didn't get to do was to tour France. In my mind, back in Singapore, I planned to at least spend 3 weeks in France, touring France. I want to go to Brittany, blah blah blah. But we didn't get to do that. First, because of the cold, we ran down. We drove 3 days from north to south into Spain because it was too cold in end 2019. And then because of the COVID, we were stuck in Morocco. Our plans all go down the drain. We don't know what will happen, but whatever it is, we didn't get to go to France, but we were stuck in Morocco with 99% French people. So it's like a French.
We lived in a French village in Morocco,
and we had French food. We learned French. Bonjour, bonjour.
Escado abiano dormi.
Abiento.
You just sleep well last night.
Yeah.
First thing you say to fellow French in the morning.
Our neighbor, Philip, and we made friends, and they are like, you know, and the other thing is also it opened up to our eyes. A lot of them are in their 70s, and Jean, what's his name? Jean something also. The oldest in the camp was 85 years old. We celebrated his birthday there with his wife, was like also in the 80s. Can you imagine that? And they were driving big bus, you know, like those mini buses, school buses, all the way from France to Morocco, cross the ferry, and it's like, how many kilometers from France to Morocco?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, a lot.
The point is that it opens up our eyes to the possibility of what we also can do.
Yeah.
And not that when you're over 70, you just sit at home day after day, watch TV and wait to die.
Yeah.
Every year is an opportunity that you can still go out and explore the world and do what you like to do. So it really opened up our minds to that possibility.
So for me, it's also about friends, families that we find along the way.
The friendship that we made in 2020.
And I am also glad that we stopped by Lourdes and John in Ireland. I mean, back in Singapore, I knew Lourdes, but it was like a very brief because she worked for a short while, then she went away. Then we didn't really hang out so much after that. But the thing is, if you take time to reconnect, people, you know, will respond the same.
2020 seems to be the year of the Filipinos to me. I don't have Filipino friends. I have one ex-Filipino colleague.
Yeah.
But first I met Lourdes, a Filipino. She lives in Ireland. Then I met Margie from Canada.
In Albania.
She is also a Filipino. Very nice family. She's been also very nice to us. Then Ian, my ex-colleague, reconnect with him. And he gave me so much good pointers on how to help me on the YouTube.
Actually,
and then there's a Filipino in Croatia who was looking for an apartment for us.
It was a friend of Lourdes. We were actually wanting.
That was Filipino, isn't
She's Filipino as well.
No, was it? I thought it was Berta or someone in.
No, that's in Croatia, in Zadar.
Croatia, who recommended her Berta?
Lourdes.
Was Lourdes?
Yes, Lourdes' friend. She was there for 20 years, and we were looking to go to again hibernate in Croatia because of the winter, and she didn't know us, we didn't know her except for Lourdes. We connected, and she was like, "Oh, I can help you this," and she gave us recommendations. So yes, it's about that. I think it's also because we open up our home to
but it's a year of me meeting Filipino and discover how warm, community based as I imagine them to be, and truly acting on it, even to strangers, not just
lip service.
So I discovered the warmness of Filipinos.
Okay, good. Shout out to our Filipino friends. even the one, like Iris always keep following us on Facebook and Instagram. So what's the third one?
2020. It's just amazing friends, Swiss, German, French, Canadian.
So what is 2020 to you? What is 2020 for you?
Can't think, even you. This thing is making me worse. I'm just drinking.
There's just sugar. Yeah, so
does it mean that I won't sleep?
adventure, mine is adventure, right? After that, friends, right? And also we really went out of our comfort zone, so it's really discovering yourself in strange situation. I love the driving, you know, to different places, different countries, different borders, and to, well, learn new skills, that's for sure. For one,
what new skills did you learn?
I cook.
You did cook roast chicken, roast garlic, and many other dishes.
Okay. Truth to the matter is, when we were in Albania, we rented an apartment for 2 months because, you know, we need to hibernate and self-isolate, sort of. And for the first time in my life, I turned on the oven. I never knew how to use the oven. I hated it because I don't bake. I don't really cook back home in Singapore. I don't need to. And I was even like, how the hell do you turn the oven? And from that 2 months in Albania, we have an oven in the apartment, and I bake chicken, not cake. I still don't bake cake. And bake pizza. I made my own pizza. And I used to think that I don't know how to cook. I hate cooking. But when you do it for someone that you love, you also do nice cooking. And overcome fear lah. You know, like people say, oh, you don't cook very well, and you like, oh, not too sure about this, about that. You just like, you know, just garang, you just concord together, and then you find your own rhythm, find your own groove, do your own shit. Yeah, so I think I become quite a pretty good cook. So that's my number 3. It's about new skills. Also, this video editing is like we started off like me not knowing any editing. Well, I still a lot to learn, but I think I'm okay. It's just a simple iMovie, but it's nice.
Actually, 2020 is also the first time in my life I discover the joy of playing with a child. I have never, I mean, I look after my 3 brothers and sisters, but at that time I was so young, to me it was a chore. So I never really enjoy after that playing with kids. So playing with her for almost 3 months, Avril. And she's such a wonder and cute and joy. And it's very, very, very smart.
Yeah.
And interacting with her, for the first time I discovered that children can be fun. Although I'm still scared to babysit her, but it's such a joy to play with her. Maybe because you're around and you're quite good with kids. Yeah. And whenever I got stuck, I will ask you to help.
Like for example, like she will hang out with in our van, right? So Alex and Oxen, they were parked quite far away, right? So there's one day, there's many days lah where she hang out with us, and then when time to go back for her nap or meal or dinner, whatever, she didn't want to go, and she's like and then she'll be like, okay, Norah. And I always could pry her.
It's very interesting, like I don't know why, like she kind of like also tag on to me. It's like we are friends, but she's of course a child, but she likes kind of like to play with me, but actually she's playing with you. But it's just a very interesting interaction which I never discovered. Which made me think, like, if I'm 20 years younger, maybe we'll adopt a child or you have a baby. But it's just it's just fun.
Also, I think it's the situation that we were in. We were in Takat in Morocco. We were confined, and then
But she could have played with so many. Okay, maybe because there are not many younger folks. Most are all grannies. And we're the...
Well, I'm technically a granny,
We're the aunties.
Yeah.
Besides Philip, the young chap. So we're the next. Yeah. But still, she seems to like tag on to me, hold my hand, bring me around, walk around the place, and she come and knock on our door. And then we swim with her. Just unusual. Unique,
I guess
unique experience.
We played with her more rather than just babysitting.
Also, she's the other one of the other entertainment. She's the joy to be with.
So you discover kids, the joy of children.
No, the just joy
one
of
kid.
Arrow, just her. Just an exception. I'm very sure it's an exception because she's such a unique girl. So that to her is
so there's no worry about her adopting. No. Okay, so what else? We are at number 3. What's number 4?
Number 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. You carry on, then I'll think of something that comes into my mind. But definitely 2020 is me and a little girl. Yeah.
It's 2020. It's the longest that we've traveled, that I've traveled so far. I mean, I've traveled for a year in the US, but this is longer away from Singapore.
15 months.
For so long, 15 months now, going on 16 months. And the actual year is like, this is the 3rd year, right?
2019 travel to 2021.
Yeah, 2019 to 20, and this is 21. I think also I realized that I'm a pretty patient person. Yeah.
How so?
Yeah, patience. Patient with situation.
Were you?
Oh yeah.
Like, for example?
Like sometimes things you can't okay, other than patience, I think I'm a rational person also, because I used to think that I'm more spontaneous. I'm the least rational person, but I think I am rational.
How so?
Because now I take the time to just really chill, and because if like in quite a stressful situation, I would just like in a way just shut down for a while. In my mind, assess the situation, then react or whatever. Example for like, we have quite a few maybe uncomfortable situation when we were traveling in Morocco, or when we come to a strange place that we don't know. You know, you worry about safety, but you have to be calm and assess your surrounding, assess situation, assess your options. Example like okay, there's one time like we were parked for example in Scotland, although that's not the best example. In Ireland, we were parked in the middle of a big parking lot at the supermarket, right? And then at night there were kids all around and everything. At one, you know, they were like doing drifting all around. Our van was the only one right in the middle of the big parking lot. They were making noise, and at that moment we have to decide what to do. You know, so I think we decided that okay, it was like 1 in the morning, groggy from disturbed from our sleep. We decided to go off and just go. And at the same time, right, the kids, they were intimidating us. We were driving off and they were like ramming the cars and like, you know, like just instigating other reactions. Yeah, but I was like, I just
2019, not 2020.
Oh, fish. okay, the other one, the other one rationale was when there was the announcement for lockdown on 8th of March. We were in Magnus, and then we had to decide whether we should push through the border through Spain and risk getting stuck at the border. You know, like in Malaysia, Johor, there were like so many cars for 3 hours.
That was a good decision.
Yes, and I was insistent to head back to Agadir, which is about 1,000 kilometers down south again. And we risk being stuck in Morocco indefinitely. You know, because Morocco, Africa, healthcare, third world country, blah blah blah, against Europe with all this thing. But it was the best decision, and I held my ground that we turned back.
Because with hindsight, there were 5,000 motorhomes stuck at the port with no water, electricity, food, with nothing. It was horrendous. I cannot imagine what happened to those people there. And it was a good decision because we didn't know that would happen, but we kind of worried that would happen, and it did happen.
Yeah, it did, and we avoided it.
And that's based on your experience in Johor. Causeway,
but which is nothing close to what happened at the border of Tangier.
But just the fact that you could jam yourself for 4 hours between Singapore and Malaysia is enough for us to fear this, and this is worse than that because this is
it was stuck for about 5 days at least.
For, more than a week. And
there's no toilet, no facilities.
Then you really sleep there, and then the toilet so that was so that was my number 4. And what's your number 5?
Number 5 is all about patience. Because I cannot do anything else. Like also patience. What's the other word? Because we cannot do anything else. We have all these plans to go to all these places. We had planned to spend the summer in Scandinavia. We didn't. We couldn't. So just patience, wait it out.
Actually 2020 is kind of whizzed through us because for 7 months, first 7 months we're in Morocco. Then we have to fly through Netherlands and then fly down to Albania, rush down to Albania before it gets too cold also. And then for we know when we're in Albania it's October. It's getting really cold. And we know we kind of will hibernate there because there's no point going up and down already. So 2 months in an apartment, and then next thing you know, visa finishing around here. And today's last year 2020 finished.
Lockdown.
But although it's we pass like that, but actually there's a lot packed inside here because first 3 months we go around Morocco, 3 months, three rounds. Fantastic time. We had your niece joining us, blah blah, and then we had 3 months of Club Med, and 3 months of me playing with Avril.
Bubble.
My experience with the love of a child, and then the next few months reuniting with friends in Germany, Switzerland. But
we were also speeding by Europe also.
And then enjoying a bit of Europe also, For finally we did have one hot spa in the whole of 2020 in Hungary, and then Albania, which is interesting. And then we met up with another traveler family and nice friendship with them. And then finally we make it to Italy, which we like.
We were planning to spend the Christmas and New Year Eve with them over in Albania, but our visa ran out and we had to come to Italy, and they're still there in Albania, and here we are in Italy, and it's we had to go.
And then we meet another traveler from Korea. A second Korean we met, second Asian.
And the best is true to God, I don't know what's the expression, but it is that they are one of the reasons, the Koreans, our neighbor, they are one of the reasons where I finally also get the push and the courage to travel.
You saw the YouTube
I saw the YouTube in Singapore when I was researching. When I was researching, and then of course we have a lot of fear, never driven so much, although it's Europe, can we do it? No, and then you see these two from Korea, right? They ship their van to Russia, and then they go to Mongolia in a normal panel van. It's like the
So when in Singapore you saw, where were they already in
I
Europe?
saw they were heading to Europe. and I saw their videos of Mongolia, and it's like they were in a normal van, a small van. They converted themselves, and then they are like just there. It's not a 4-wheel drive, because for me it's like when back in Singapore, like, we need to have a 4-wheel drive, we need to have a strong vehicle,
and then you see people driving normal cars.
Like, huh? And other than that, I found a few solo woman travelers on motorbike. They were traveling in Pakistan and whatever stans and Mongolia. I was like, huh?
Who you discovered at that time?
Rosie and also Richie Boots. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. I remember vaguely Richie Boots.
Yeah. At that point, and they just give us, they gave me the courage, and of course I transfer it to her. and now well, they are our neighbor in a lockdown. We had a very good chat the other day, you know, which again gave me courage to explore to develop the YouTube avenue further. So yeah, so all these experiences is really amazing, you know. So the fifth, what is the fifth? What
for you?
For me is van lifing. Yes.
2020.
2020 is
because 2019 was just our start.
Yeah.
For 3 months, and then we meet our friends in Scotland. We meet our friends in Ireland. But then January in Morocco was the true thing.
Yeah, it was a true traveling. We were like, yay, we had our practice in
drive
UK.
through the desert, drive through the Atlas, drive through the dirt road, and drive kind of
no
lost,
road,
no data, no connection, then drive to the mountain.
3 times in the desert
in 3 months.
Yeah. And all that, to sum up, 2020 is all about courage. So that's number 6. No,
courage and also action, taking action. Have the courage to take action. To do it. Yeah. So
can you?
I can't think.
You only do number 3,
good enough. Did I? 3.
Yeah. And really, and here we are, 15 months later, still with Venga, and we are loving Venga, and we hope to drive her back.
Borders are open next year.
I hope we still have the courage, the strength, the tenacity to drive back. Actually, like right now, it's getting closer to our plans. Like now our plans change. We are waiting for spring to head out really to Russia, cross border Russia, China, and Asia.
I'm still scared. I'm very concerned about driving through China, because the group that we can travel with wants to travel via the border near Nepal, which means we have to drive through the mountain in China at 6,000 meters.
Yeah.
I'm really worried and scared about that, because I'm not sure physical wise that I can do.
At first we are concerned about the van, Vanguard. Then after that she's concerned about herself.
I'm concerned about van, but now having read through so many comments by people, I think Vanguard is fine. It's just me physically, whether I can breathe at that kind of altitude. I already had a very bad bout of vomiting when I travel. Just 10 hours ferry from Italy to here. Vomit my gut out for like 10 times.
Okay, we'll see.
We'll see, one step at a time. We'll see how it goes. Just push your limit, I guess. Test yourself.
So even this video is something new for us, so it's a test. We don't really like to talk to the camera.
Getting more and more comfortable, especially when you watch how others novice do it, and they do it of course better and quite well, but it gives you courage to maybe do 10% of what they do. And Yeah.
I think the motivation for me is to just really sharing, because there's a lot of things that I take for granted. Like we go here, there, drive here, drive there. To me, it's like, okay, it has become a norm. There's nothing to it. So what if we go through, you know, this country? It's just like nothing special we do. But to a lot of people, and it's really quite awesome and interesting, and we have to remind ourselves that we are doing something awesome and interesting, that our life is not boring, and we want to share it. We need to share it.
Yeah,
you know?
I think I think knowing that a lot of people tell us they're living their life vicariously through us, because they can't, or they don't have the opportunity to go to
and
this
now
and
with
that
COVID,
places. And we can do it, so we're doing it for them also. So we share with them what we do, and they enjoy it, and we enjoy it.
Alright, so any comments are welcome. We hope to do this more regularly, and let us know what you want to know as we, you know, go on in our ramblings.
If you like it, you click like, and we see a lot of likes and subscription, so then we know you like it, then we'll make more.
The other thing is we need to increase subscribers, so please subscribe. Please tell people to subscribe.
Like that far away from the 1,000 subscriber. We're like 1 by 1. My target is 200. So let's hope 2021
we need to be a little bit more serious,
that, and you can help us reach that 200.
Alright, so
cheers. Pause.
Cheers to 2021. Inshallah, everything will be well. Yay! Alright. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell people to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next edition of
subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and we're also on Twitter. Okay.
Just follow on YouTube to go.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.